First, we mind. Then we craft. Let's Minecraft.
Yeah, let's Minecraft.
1, 2, 3, go team Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. For episode 69.
Nice.
Yeah.
We finally did it. We got to episode 69. And we're talking about the goddamn Minecraft movie. A Minecraft movie, one might say.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it is. Directed by Jared Hess. Screenplay written by 5 people.
Yep. 3 groups of people.
Yeah. We also know that Jason Momoa had some hands in parts of the script, so there is that as well. And it stars good old Jack Black as Steve.
Yeah.
You also got your other human characters like Jason Momoa as Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, who is a video game store owner and he was a former game champion. You got Emma Myers as Natalie, Henry's older sister and legal guardian. You got Henry himself by Sebastian Hansen, who's like a creative kind of kid. Danielle Brooks as Dawn, the real estate agent who runs a mobile petting zoo. And also Jennifer Coolidge is in the film wanting to fuck a villager. So
you can't just drop it on people, man. You gotta build up to it.
That's true. That's true. So this movie has been in production for like quite a while. There's been some controversies to the Minecraft name. I mean, some people have tried to make their own TV show or fan films, but the creator Marcus Persson would always shut them down, things like that. Standard Corpo stuff. But then Warner Brothers picks up the film all the way back in 2014, and then it's probably not going to come out till 2018. But then obviously, that didn't happen.
Another 7 years.
Yeah, so you had like a lot of different like, I mean, there was like some of the history is kind of interesting. Like, Steve Carell was going to star at one point.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then obviously,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, maybe I showed this to you before, but Matt Berry was meant to play Steve at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they say some of it had to do with COVID, as to like why the film didn't come out, but it's still like 2025. But yeah, now we got our Minecraft movie, and it's fitting that they got Jack Black because it's pretty much akin to Jumanji, that style of telling the story, so to speak, where the humans end up in the Minecraft world.
Because this is the direction we took with this for some reason.
Yeah. I guess like if you were to compare it, like I guess it would make a bit of sense to do it this way. Well, for just for the sake of making a movie and you want to put human characters in it, then yeah, it would be better to put humans in the Minecraft world than taking Minecraft world elements and putting it in our real world. I guess like that's one way to look at it. But yeah, but you got Jumanji, pretty much. And then you got Steve being played by Jack Black. So yeah, and the whole time I'm watching the film is like I'm just thinking of Poe because that's makes sense. But yeah, so any initial thoughts before we get into the story?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy ride. We saw the trailer, everyone collectively said, "What the hell?" And then So
They're not actually going to make this kind of movie, are they?
like this, it's like this. This is real. This is a real thing I'm looking at. Jack Black is Steve. All right, and what we got was. I don't know if I really want to say it was that bad. It was just it's a basic kind of movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say, the film was interesting in how they went about, like, well, I don't mean it like that. Like in terms, like characters are very surface level and all this stuff. But like it garnered a lot of memes.
Yes, it did.
It did. It's garnered a lot of theater reactions. Some of which have been,
Reactions. That's a way to put it.
yeah, some reactions were like crazy to the point where like there's like people like just jumping around, throwing popcorn, making a big mess for the theater folks to like clean up afterwards. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. And then you just like think about, I'm sure WB thought this was going to be ass, and it's like, wait, you people like this?
The Homelander meme. It was just clapping. All right.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. So you got your run of the mill Steve. He was a human on Earth, despite obviously Steve is a block guy too in the games, but
Yeah, because that's the art style. But this like that's just the aesthetic of the game. This is
yes.
like everything being blocky.
Yeah,
this is
so
a very weird direction. I thought.
Oh shit!
Take this.
Pauline's committing a war. No, hate crime. Sorry, I didn't mean to show that on screen.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'll get to my initial
I don't know
thoughts
what you saw.
another time.
Yeah. So Steve was like a regular kid who always wanted to be in the mines, but because he was a kid, he wasn't allowed to be in the mines. So
Well,
that's
You gotta
No,
say the line.
You're saying it wrong. He didn't want to be in the mines. He yearned for
Exactly.
the mines.
yeah. You're gonna have to help me with the memes because
They put in the meme line.
once.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
Yeah.
Golden.
Yeah, I saw it once as well. But how many times did you see it against Sty, you madman?
I saw it 5 times. The third time was in a Discord call, and someone there had the unfinished
perfectly safe,
CGI cut.
safe. Wait. In perfectly safe legal ways, right. We're not going to put that on
of course.
screen. Yeah. Okay, so, but yes, he watched the movie 5 times. Yeah, he yearned for the mines, but obviously because he was a kid, not allowed to be there, so he becomes like a doorknob salesman for his adult life. He sings a lot in this movie.
Yes, he will just break out the song
5 times. Yeah, so he kind of goes through that life. It sucks, and then he's like, "Wait, I'm an adult now. I can go to the mines." So he goes to the mines now, and it's the same old guy guarding it, I guess.
And this guy didn't age.
The guy didn't age, I guess, and and he goes into the mines. He just randomly like dinks into like the wall, and then all of a sudden he finds 2 different pieces that are magic.
I found this thing and this other thing.
No, he said that thingy and that cool thingy.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then he just combines it, and then it just creates a whole portal to the overworld.
Yeah.
The orb of dominance.
Why is it an orb?
Yeah,
it looks like a cube, but it's an orb. This is the joke.
Oh. but it's clearly the Tesseract.
It does look like it, yeah.
Yeah, so he goes in, he kind of like immediately finds out that he can like manipulate cubes to do building things to make terrains. Are any of you guys Minecraft players?
Yes.
Yeah. Like
I am not.
Not very frequently, but like occasionally.
We played it quite frequently. It's quite fun, and
How are the references?
you're probably going to hear me mention how often they get things wrong because yeah, there's a lot of moments where they get things wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, so he finds out he can manipulate cubes, he builds his own paradise. He's
the mechanics are sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like the mechanics are very like they're pretty literally translated like from exactly how it works in the movie in the game to the movie. Like you break the tree, it floats in midair, you pick up the block.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, but like, he was feeling kind of lonely being the human, and all these like blocky things are there. A wolf does try to come and attack, but luckily there's a bone nearby. Gives him the bone, and makes good friends with the wolf, now known as Dennis. So yeah, kind of just goes through, kind of just having his like full-on exposition as to like what he's been doing, and then all of a sudden there's like this hellish world called the Nether.
The Nether, but you missed a line.
Yeah.
You know how he got into the Nether?
I think they just made another portal.
Yes, and what did he use?
Yeah.
What did he
Flint
use?
and steel.
Flint and steel. My theater was except for the fourth time that I was there, they applauded like crazy when he said that, while also reciting the line as it came up.
Yeah.
I went on noon. I went on a Tuesday at noon, so not a lot of people in my theater, and it was pretty silent. But that's kind of what I wanted. So yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up to the Nether. There's this. It's ran by the Piglins. He's imprisoned by Malgosha. So I'll give Jack Black this. He puts a lot of conviction into like the words to make them sound as cool as possible.
Yeah.
There's an attempt.
Yeah. So Malgosha is obsessed with gold, classic. Ruler of the Nether, hates creativity. And because the orb would allow her to control the overworld, Steve and his dog Dennis, they get captured, but some skadooshing happens, and Dennis gets out with the orb, and Steve stays in prison as Dennis goes to hide. So he like straight up just says like, go to this address, like my address in the real world, and leave it there. And like Dennis like completely understands very well and does it for him. And he gets left behind because the orb is now locked outside. But then somehow he gets back inside the Minecraft world towards like the end of the movie. So it's like, I don't know, that wasn't really explained. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, there's like plenty of instances like where like I guess there's a few instances like where Minecraft things are walking in the real world and it's like normal.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It is what it is. But that's kind of the introduction to the film. And this is set like a long time ago. So now some time has passed. You got then it kind of cuts to your new characters, I guess. So Sty Operation, if there's anything you want to add, feel free
Oh,
to
like about the beginning scene.
about the beginning. Yeah.
There's it went on for longer than I expected. I guess they wanted people to like. I guess they wanted to immediately start like with Minecraft stuff in case.
You don't forget what kind of movie this is.
Yeah.
I will. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Sorry, I'm saying because then we get into like the opening act, but mostly in the real world. So I guess they don't want like people, like kids, to be like, where's the Minecraft stuff? Like, you know what I mean? Probably.
Yeah.
That's the way they did it.
I will say too with the movie is like it's 90 minutes, right? Like it's about 90 minutes. So
It's
it goes by
90
pretty-
minutes or 100 if you include the credits.
It goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like at a breakneck pace, as one might say. But
A break block pace.
yeah, I mean, I won't say like it. I feel like it did use its time, like based on the time that it had. I think it did okay in terms of like establishing what they want to do. I mean, there isn't any depth to the characters. I mean, there's like surface level things which we can kind of talk about now. Garrett, the garbage man, Garrison. He obviously the joke is Jason Momoa is like one of the coolest looking guys playing a loser. So there's that. I will say he was very distracting for that reason, but I think that was the point. I mean, that was definitely the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because like you see, like he's got like these crazy muscles, but like he can't like lift weights. He just like does finger things for. It was also funny to me because video game like button mashing is so funny because you can tell the actors are not actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Whenever they do it,
It was so distracting to me, at least.
God dang it.
Yeah. But he has a failing video game store, and it takes place in Idaho. He heads to like a storage auction where, he was told that actually there's an Atari Cosmos in there, which he thought, rare item, wants to get the money so that he can pay off his debts and all that stuff. There's this thing with the guy like talking about the turquoise blouses.
Yeah, the auctioneer really wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, but you see, he wins. He wins, quote unquote. He just bets money.
The highest, yeah.
Yep.
He
And
bids
you
the
get a
highest.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he bids the money that he doesn't have. It's like, I'll pay that $900 in 6 months.
Don't cash that until 6 months from now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So but then they say the orb. Yeah, the orb is not the orb. The Atari is not actually there. It's just it was just a box filled with junk.
Box, yeah.
I'm thinking about the TV from SpongeBob pulls out the TV. Just wants the box. You tell me you want this big TV just for the box?
Just so you can play in my box. Yeah.
Kind of genius if you think about it. Yeah.
It's also
imagination.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sty.
Oh, yeah. It's also worth mentioning that there's a brief cameo from none other than the most wholesome Minecraft YouTuber ever known.
At the auction part?
Dan TDM. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
famous for being one of the most wholesome Minecraft YouTubers, and also famous for making a certain idiot on Twitter lose it for months on end
Oh my God.
without trying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
You
know
had
he
some,
looked like. I didn't know he was in this.
you had some YouTubers here, Dan, TDM, Afmao, Mumbo Jumbo, Aaliyah Shadow Lady.
Yeah,
I
one
have
was
no
even
idea
cut out.
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I'm
honest.
not too much of a Minecraft YouTuber myself. I know about Technoblade.
Yeah, that I know about. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think Sebastian, the kid who played Henry, he was the one who
Yeah.
actually suggested to have so basically the pig. There was like a pig wearing a crown later in the movie, so that was like a tribute to Technoblade.
Mhm.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Sense reference.
yeah. So Garrett doesn't get what he wants. He's kind of in the shitter. No idea how to fix things, essentially. But inside the storage unit, so I guess this storage unit was Steve's, and then they're auctioning it for some reason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and Steve's like, so what's also in there is the orb of dominance. So yeah, that's just there, I guess. Uh,
Mhm.
and very clear instructions. Don't combine they they both have different names, like the orb of dominance and then
The Earth
the case
Crystal.
the casing or something
The case is called the Earth Crystal, I think.
with the earth crystal, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, just don't combine them. And then they see later, uh, even if you're in a video game that like
Even if
so-
you're in debt and need the money,
you need
Yeah,
the money.
because there's all this treasure down here, but don't come. It's not worth the danger. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so and like Steve's logic from that earlier is like, as long as it's on Earth, then the Nether people cannot go and get it,
Mhm.
and like they can't take over Overworld and all that stuff. So things like that. It cuts to siblings Henry and Natalie. Uh, Basically, their mother has passed away. They never talk about the dad.
but
Um,
yeah, they
I
do
guess he
joke
went out for milk.
about her dying wishes. I think Emma Myers' character says, "Our mom wanted us to move here," or that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, she just said that, right? Yeah, like her dying wish was to move here.
Yeah, here specifically, I guess. A
And this is
potato
the
chip
most
factory.
Yeah, this is the most unrealistic part of the movie. They could buy a house in this economy.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's like, if it was an apartment, I guess it'd be a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, so Natalie is just like the guardian for Henry, since it's just the two of them together. Um, they're met up with Dawn, who's like a real estate agent who also wants to open a petting zoo, so she's got like a bunch of side gigs and stuff like that. Um,
She knows
you
how
know,
to work with animals.
how to work with
That
animals.
might come into play later.
Yeah. So you got Henry's first day of school. Natalie makes like a whole tater tot pizza, I guess. It's always funny whenever they make like a big dish of food and like nobody eats it.
That's the trope. Yeah.
Uh,
I can't. I'm
that's-
late. Sticks piece of toast in their mouth.
You had like the Disney like full platter. Yeah, I can't eat
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the beam where they get all that food and choose an orange before they go to school.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So So while Henry's going on to school, he stops by the video game shop. You know, meets up with Garrett. He was just checking around. Garrett is like the kind of guy who's like kind of into the whole. I mean, yeah, like he acts like he's not like obsessed with like being a winner in the past, but like that's kind of in his mind the entire time. And
standard, like he peaked too early. Now he's like washed up.
yeah. So he gives Henry some advice. He was trying to charge advice for $50.
Yeah, $50 an hour advice.
Money. Yeah, it's like if you want to make friends, you don't want to.
Like, don't take. He told him like, don't take that pizza. Like, leave it here.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes.
Just leave the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he goes to school, he's like, it's like do artwork and all that stuff. I mean, the principal. I mean, not the school teacher who happens to be married to the principal, I guess, is like talking about how much of a loser he is and all that stuff. He's in a lot of debt. But yeah, do a still.
I claims $4,000 on my taxes this year. It's like my life is miserable. It's a whole speech. The class. Which is like,
all right, now let's get to drawing.
Yeah.
And then you see everybody's drawing the banana and orange, but Henry decides to draw the banana with the jetpack. It's like, I want to know, I guess. That would never work. Yes, it would. Prove it. And then he just straight up just builds a jetpack from stuff out of the classroom, I guess.
Yeah, as you can do.
As you can do. Yeah. He builds the jetpack. I mean, the two kids that were kind of like, they weren't really bullying him, but like, clearly that's what they're going for. So they do a snip to cut a wire. What's funny is that the jetpack still works. It's just not in control, I guess. Yeah. So the jetpack goes up in the air, and then it just like, well, luckily he wasn't wearing the jetpack. They put it on a skeleton, and then it flies, and then it hits the potato chip mascot. The mascot, I guess, and Natalie's working for that potato chip company as well. So yeah, but not a big deal. He didn't get detention for that. The vice principal was you could be expelled for that.
Yeah,
but you're not going to. Okay.
It's a huge fucking big destruction property, but just to call your. We're gonna call your guardian, not vet, if it's actually someone. If it's actually your caretaker.
Also, it's worth mentioning that unless he filled that jetpack or the skeleton with as much C4 as you could possibly fit into it, there's no way it would deal the amount of damage that it does.
Yeah, it's a comically big explosion when it crashes.
It's also worth mentioning a pretty wonderful line that we accidentally skipped over, where one of the kids says to Henry, my dad told me that math was debunked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah. Oh, and I guess Natalie didn't get in trouble with that either. To be fair, like, what could she have done? You have the whole mascot falling in the water. Yes, it's your brother who did. To be fair, she didn't even know he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't know until Dawn said that, like, later to her. It's like, he's the one who did that? Yeah, so that's interesting. And which is also curious, like, so other people know that he did that?
Yeah, how did she find out? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And why does that get her? Why does that get Emma Myers fired from her job?
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't her. She had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Like, the only
It's not her fault that her brother has a love for C4.
exactly.
Yeah. Even then, it's like she didn't even know her brother did that. So it's like I don't really know what
Yeah.
could have
So, yeah. Why? What did they tell her she was getting fired for? Because the thing exploded. You're fired.
It's like I mean, and she was just giving a presentation too. So it's like, what could she
Yeah.
like? She couldn't have planned that out.
Your presentation was so bad they made the mascot explode. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're done.
I guess
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Maybe they blew it up themselves because they didn't like the idea to not name them salt sacks.
It was an inside job.
It
Yeah.
was in such a yeah. So that's kind of like your thing here. Henry is like he calls Garrett. He just met him the same day, but it's like yeah, I need
Yeah,
you to
how did he
pretend
get
you're my
his number?
uncle. So I don't do that anymore. Oh, okay.
I have $26.
But why anymore implies that he's done it in the past.
Which is
I
kind of
guess.
crazy. He's a 40-year-old man, but yeah. So yeah. He, so he takes Henry back to the shop, and then Henry now he notices the orb of dominance.
World of
Hang
confusion.
on. Before he takes Henry back, Jennifer Coolidge says, "Well, you can bag me up and kick me to the curb anytime."
Yeah,
And then my theater laughed
to forget
a
that, but
great deal because of it.
yeah, I wanted to forget that, but yes, that did happen.
You will remember.
And Dawn tells Natalie, who's worried Henry didn't school and all that stuff. Oh, maybe he's just and then she's like, let me check your phone. Yeah, he's at the mines. I guess he was running away
Yeah.
from doing that
He's
explosion that
at the
happened.
mine shaft. He's fine.
He's like, you gave two. First off, she just used like the track my iPhone thing, so it's like Natalie couldn't do that herself. I guess.
I guess not. I don't know.
And then he's probably then it's like the leap is like he probably was running away because of the getting not expelled, but like getting in trouble for
Just
the
in trouble
for the jetpack incident. It's like that was him. It's like how do people know things that was way? Yeah.
I hope she remembers her sense when people do things powers later in the film.
Yeah. So basically, Henry does put the orb inside the. The other thing to mention first, like Henry was looking at his notebook and it's like, there's no way this could have failed. Like, there's no way the jetpack should have done that because like it was like perfectly calculated and all that stuff, showing how smart he is and all that stuff. So that kind of thing. And then he puts the orb of dominance inside the earth crystal, and they're reading the note about don't combine them.
Yeah.
But then it acts like a tracker, like where it like guides the person to where the door gateway is, so it takes them to the mines.
Yeah. But here's the thing: if some magic little relic does that, you'd think that your first reaction would be not to follow it, but to throw it away and never get close to it again.
Come on,
The
where's
only
your sense of adventure?
Where's the sense of adventure? And then how like because Garrett has the whole, even if you're in debt and there's all these riches, it just has to be on the message though.
Yeah.
For anybody to see that, I guess. because like at that point you could just have the messages just don't combine. if you put even if you have debt and need riches and stuff like that, you're kind of giving them a reason to put it together. If anybody was there and are in debt, or they just want riches, because why not?
I mentioned most people would want riches. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like why those two are going, and then Dawn and Natalie are also going, since Natalie needs to find her brother. And all that stuff. So it makes sense.
By the way, just pop quiz: if you find your brother in an abandoned mine shaft and you see what looks like a portal to another dimension in front of him, do you say, "What the hell is that thing?" or "What are you doing here?"
Well, she's worried about her brother,
Yeah. Yeah. So all four of them enter into the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
And
get sucked in.
Yeah. So here's your Jumanji group of friends in the overworld. Just kind of having their goof, I guess, because what's his face? Garrett was like looking at the sheep, thinking it's like a way giver,
a quest giver, like he knows he's in a game or something.
Like he knows he's in a video game, I guess.
I'm pretty sure he's only ever played button mashing fighting games, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's something. And then Dawn is like, the sheep clearly does not know what you're saying, or anything like that. It doesn't really go much, because like then it just cuts to nighttime, where it's like instant. So like once it's nighttime, the animals run away, and then the evil creatures of the night, like zombies, skeletons, things like that, they start popping up, creating a little bit of a tense scene.
I have to say, it doesn't happen that fast in the game. Actually,
it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it takes 20 minutes real life time for it to.
Yeah, that's around the cycle. But like the actual like when the sun starts setting to go into night, it's like still a few minutes. So like there's clearly like enough like warning, like you see like the sun going down, like the sky starts to get dark. So it's not as instant as it is in the film. Like when Patrick's like, "Hurry, SpongeBob! I think it's getting dark."
Yeah. Yeah. So now that conflict is happening, they're trying to run. Garrett is trying to be the brave guy, saying he can kick ass. And it's kind of, the whole film is kind of weird about these guys. Like, they can just like straight up fight, but then it's like Garrett's whole thing is like, he looks like a buff dude, but he clearly is not like capable of fighting. But then but he's got the Aquaman in him, one might say.
Yeah.
Or Lobo now.
True. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So he does try some fighting. He gets his ass kicked. He is kind of like the ass kicking dummy for the film. I guess it makes sense to have one of those for your kids to laugh at. Yeah. The other guys are running, and Henry like hits into like a wall, but then they notice that like the wall turns into like a cube, and then he takes it out, but like the rest of the structure is like still like standing. So then he throws it on the ground again, and then realizes that he can make buildings. So
he learns very quick.
I don't know what you're doing, but I like it. Yeah, and then they're there. Cuts back to the Netherworld where Malgosha realizes that the orb is there. So instead of like going to get it themselves, I'm going to ask Steve to go get it. And then her way of bluff is by saying that she has like his collar or something like that. But like Steve doesn't know if that's actually true or like Dennis's collar.
Dennis like left behind a collar, so she has it, and like, yeah, she uses to bluff that she has him.
Yeah. So Steve goes out to basically find where the orb is. And they're trapped in Henry's tower and all that stuff. A lot of screaming from Jason Momoa. And when Steve comes in, he's got the Shakatui and all that stuff from. We're kind of lacking on the Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Right now.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I've only seen it once when it was in theaters. I haven't seen any others, so
maybe you should check it out again someday.
I probably should.
Yeah, except for the fourth one.
Yeah, and the third one.
Yeah. So Steve is just kicking ass, and then he like does like this time thing, like where he points to the sky, and then the sun comes out instantly, burns all the zombies and all that, as if it was like pre-planned. And of course it was.
He knows.
Who are you? I
am Steve.
Yay!
And then my theater was absolutely reveling in that line.
Usually
it was golden.
It's different.
Yeah, it is different. I forgot to mention that I don't know why they changed it though, because I mean the version that's in the film is pretty damn awesome, but the one in the trailers was the gold standard. You don't get
because it has a longer pause on it, so it's like
it also has better facial expressions and a better a better delivery.
Yeah,
and there's a kaboom that plays after it for some reason.
Yeah. So, and then around this time, like, so, Steve wants the orb of dominance and all this stuff. The guys aren't having it, but he offers to like take them around Overworld and all that stuff. And
because something to note is that when they were fighting the monsters, the like one of the skeletons shoots the orb out of Jason Momoa's hands, and it causes the crystal to break. So now they're stuck here.
Yeah. So we need to find another Earth.
The portal closed. The portal closed when the thing separates. So they're stuck.
If you will need to find the replacement Earth crystal, you'll need to go to the Woodland Mansion. Yeah.
I know what that is.
So.
Sorry.
Yeah. So to prepare, they have to go to the nearby village and show. And then they need to learn how to craft. So you got things like that. You have your lava chicken.
Yeah. You know what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? Lava.
Chicken.
Ooh, chicken. Sexy as hell. That song, man, that my theater was obviously reveling in that as well, as they should. Never a dull moment.
Yeah. That was just one of those moments where it just made me go, This is real. This is a real thing I'm watching.
Yeah. I found it, funnily enough, I saw that song on YouTube on Warner Brothers music channel, and very few people, I'm surprised that very few people noticed or saw that it was there before the movie came out, because somehow, in fact, funnily enough, I was the only one singing along to it in my theater, because I was the only one who knew the line, the song by heart before it started playing.
You're a real fan.
Yeah.
Everyone else in that theater are phonies.
Yeah, I think at one moment in one of my theaters, one guy was like, "Wait, how does he know this song?"
Yeah. Honestly, that is kind of the difficult thing for me. It's like Jack Black talks a lot in this movie. Like, obviously, they really wanted him to say all the funny things, and to give him credit, I mean, he is able to make stupid things sound funny and cool just by putting that zing to it, I guess, so to speak. So, yeah. And, obviously Garrett is always trying to prove that he's like the guy. Like, I can do whatever he says. I can do all that stuff too. So he tries to eat the lava chicken, even though it's too hot, and all that stuff. There's other stuff too, like where, I can craft too, and then he throws in a bunch of shit, and then he makes nunchuck.
Buck chuckets is what he calls them, but
well,
there's two meme lines before that. The first one is the obvious one. It's, "This is a crafting table." And the second meme line is when Jason Momoa crafts his buck chuckets, he says "kadoosh," and that's a meme line if you must know. He doesn't even he doesn't say skadoosh, he says kadoosh. Yeah.
Oh, obviously you had the pandas from earlier, and at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Jack Black says when he crafts his sword, he says, "You got yourself a sweet blade." That one was beautiful.
Yeah, and then Henry builds his own thing, and he makes like a tater tot gun. So he definitely has the talent and skills. In this new world. I kind of laugh at what they call a block-like video game at the end of the movie. I'll get to that. Block City.
Oh God.
But yeah, so Henry has a lot of potential, and Steve recognizes that. And that's kind of like one humanizing thing, I guess, to put in the story, is like Henry is a kid who's really talented and all that stuff. He's in outside pressures and all that stuff. So I guess having this middle-aged old man, Steve, be a guy who never gets to grow up and gets to do what he likes to do in crafting and building stuff, like kind of like meant to be your parallel, so to speak, but again, surface level. Garrett, on the other hand, he pulls Steve to the side and he's like, your message said that there's riches here. Yeah. You had to go to the mines to find it. So they basically want to do that while
so
also.
Now, Jason Momoa's holding like the cube as leverage now. Like, you take us to the diamond mines or you don't get it.
Yeah. So Steve has he has like a lot of diamonds over the years and all that stuff. So Garrett becomes interested and demands access as added condition to hand over the orb.
Yep.
But however, Malgosha, she sends out Chungus.
Yeah, Chungus.
Oh my God. My everyone in my theater was laughing when she said his name. I should also mention that he's voiced by Jared Hess, who directed this film.
So like we're here to attack, and yeah, it's like one like that kind of voice.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
cool, bro?
Am I like fired or something? Yeah.
Yeah, he also sings the wonderful Lava Chicken song again just for us.
Yeah. So they do make it to the village town. Actually, there's so in order to avoid becoming zombies themselves or like to burn up, they had to drink this potion that will like allow them to be in the sunlight and all that stuff. So that's how they're up there this time around. And and there's this I guess there's this funny bit where Malgosha is looking at a kid pigman who is drawing on like and then is like, oh, I'm not gonna bite. What did you do? Oh, that's a pretty drawing. Then shoots him. Yeah.
How will this get
How do
me
you
more
even get
gold?
the paper or the crayons to draw that?
Yeah, you know, it's not blocks, but it's something.
He used nether rock to draw.
True.
She hates creativity, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is this when we learn her backstory?
Oh, we'll get there soon enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do end up in the villager town. The villagers are vegetarian, and all that stuff. And you know, because here's my thing that I was worried about. So I did not watch the movie initially when I first heard this. I was like, it's like she like dates a villager, and it's like I was so worried that Emma was dating a villager. It's like there's no fucking way that was in the story. It's like okay, it makes now it's Jennifer Coolidge. Is like okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Well,
but yeah.
to be fair, the villager could have gotten whoever he wanted with how easily he was able to seduce Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, that villager is, yeah.
Yeah. So much risk to the fact that like he can speak English.
Oh yeah. That's funny when we learn how he speaks English.
Now I can speak English and she can speak villagerese.
Yeah. And then she does the most racist impression of villagers that she could possibly do.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're a big fight happens. Natalie, actually, we also kind of forgot about this too. Natalie, before the crafting table happens, Natalie is kind of like berating Steve, like stop encouraging this out of Henry, like he needs to go home and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, mentioning about like how he is like he's a creative kid, but his creativity is like fucking things up. Something like that, which gets Henry kind of upset to hear that.
And it's worth mentioning, sorry, but I found it really funny how when she said all that, it suddenly cut to Henry simply being right in front of her the whole time, and she acted like she didn't see him. And it reminded me of the Futurama joke where one of the characters says a bunch of shit about this one other one, and he's like, "Is she behind me?" And she's like, "No, I'm in front of you." That one was beautiful.
Yeah, it's like because like I feel like this aspect. I mean, even honestly, like I feel like this aspect with the brother sister thing, and then the Garrett has his own thing. To be fair. I feel like they have like some sort of like thing that you can kind of like latch onto if you wanted to expand on it more. Obviously, maybe it could have benefited with a little bit more time, but at the same time, I don't think. But if you expand more on that, you kind of take away what makes it funny, the movie itself. So maybe it was worth it. I mean, it's definitely worth it for WB because they're getting a lot of money out of this movie.
Oh yeah. was very, very successful.
If it was longer, I don't think. If it was longer and had more substance, I don't think more people would have liked it. Let's just say that.
Maybe.
It is what it is. Yeah. So they start fighting and all that stuff. Fight very loosely because they're trying to use like some of the weapons that they've made. Natalie and Dawn are using like shovels and stuff like that. It causes like I mean basically whatever happens, like they kind of like split up on that. Like
Like separated because
the
Matt
buttle
and
the
the
buckettle
Rosie were trying to send
chuckets.
them
I can't say that.
Buck Chuckets. What are they?
Buck chuckets are like
Yeah.
he uses it and it knocks Steve out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, whatever they do, they just kind of like break up and split up and all this stuff. And I guess like, I mean, the Natalie and Dawn thing is kind of small overall. I mean, like if we were just to split up their story, I mean, Natalie's obviously concerned about her brother, and Dawn is talking about like seeing the positive in things that are, if things are not going well or anything like that. I mean, she has like plenty of jobs and all that stuff, so it's like kind of opens her mind to other possibilities. And then they get like encountered by Dennis, who is like back in Overworld now, I guess, because the movie started off with him like trapped in the real world, I guess.
Also,
Well,
I don't know. I
yeah,
forgot
but-
to mention this when they were going back to the mine. Where's the old guy? Did he die off screen?
Yeah, maybe he finally croaks. Yeah.
Did he get
Yeah.
depressed when Steve got past him?
That was all
Yeah.
they had to live for to stop Steve, and he fails.
Broke
In this Dishonored, he fell on his pickaxe.
Yeah.
Fell on his pickaxe.
He
I guess there was a funny bit where like Natalie breaks like a piece of wood, tries to throw it. This is a boat. I don't know what I'm doing.
boat magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Uh,
trying to get a map to the village, but
and then like, I mean like the thing about Dawn though is like she is like an animal person, so she does like show kindness to the wolf and like becomes friends, and then they realize that this is Dennis, the Dennis that Steve talked about. Would you be able to find Steve for us? And uses the smelling stuff. But it's kind of honestly though, but like Steve was also had an easy way of connecting Dennis already, so it's like you kind of like take away like, oh, this person's skill is like speaking to animals or like being compassionate to animals and stuff like that. But you kind of take it away when like other people can do that just as easily. So it's like, it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of their subplot that kind of ends. They don't really come back to the last 20 minutes. Most of the second, third act is pretty much dedicated to Steve, Henry, and Garrett. They're
Yes,
basically
Steve Henry. Sorry.
yeah. So they're going off the cliff. I forgot what they're called. The whatever
Elytra
the
wings.
Elytra
Elytra
wingsuit. Coming in
Elytra
hot.
he says it like twice. Says it like
He says Elytra wingsuit and then he says Skapow twice or something. I think it's that.
yeah. So they're talking about, okay, we need to go to the mine so we can go to the mansion. Aren't we supposed to go to the mansion first? Don't think about it. Just start flying. And then he tosses Henry off the cliff. It's like, that's gonna work, right? Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He asks that after he tosses him off the cliff.
Yeah. Yeah. So it takes a while, but then he does start flying. The pigman horde is like coming after them. So Jason jumps, and then Steve forgets, like, oh wait, shit, I thought I brought 3. So then he also jumps, and then obviously you got the
Coming in hot.
skydiving Jack Black.
Yep.
You got to add to the skydiving memes.
Yep. I think we're 4 for 4 for the amount of unintentionally funny looking face shots of people either flying or diving.
Yeah, like towards the camera. Yeah, the thing, like the Black Adam, the Superman.
Yep. Yeah. Adam Warlock.
Well, yeah. Assemble the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the Superman trailer did have that Black Adam. Yeah.
Sure. Though not all of them were exactly coming in hot. There was only
that is true.
That
yeah. But then he jumps onto Jason Momoa's back and starts steering him like grabbing him by the hair and steering him like a, So obviously this was the funniest shit.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was gonna go to the next plot point, but keep going.
Oh. Well. I should mention that they get the elytra physics very wrong in this scene. For some reason, throughout the scene, they're gliding at full speed the whole way. There's no instances where they slowed down or have to glide down and up to regain momentum, like in the game or like regular physics. They might as well be flying at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it didn't really feel like gliding or anything. Yeah, it just felt like another jetpack, I guess. Because like, I mean, they really want to get this joke in, because I mean, apparently Jason wrote it himself. Like,
yeah,
they shoot a hole into into a chasm. We need to do a full man sandwich. What? And I was like, just do it. They really wanted to commit to the bit.
It's like fitting that this episode is episode 69, because that's what they do in the scene.
Yeah, that is a fair point. That's what we.
There's actual 69ing in a PG movie.
Yep, fate chose this episode to be 69 just for that.
Yeah, yeah. So they basically, which this thing was like confusing me, because like obviously, because like they're just like kind of like moving around like in like a thing, like clearly like there's no like issue as to like what is the are they gonna fall or anything like that? Like that was never in question. Yeah, it's like you gotta tighten everything. I'm not saying the specific line. Yeah, but like, so that's kind of a big commitment, while Henry is just like kind of dying on his own since like pigments are attacking him. They're really committing to this bit. So you can't just fly over, I guess. It's got to be through the hole, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, but they make it out. And then they get into Henry, but then they both all three of them like fall to the ground. There's a lot of falling to the ground from high distances, but it is what it is.
Man. Yeah, the hole that's created in the wall is just the hole in the wall. It's so big that Fisk could probably fill it. That's something he does. Yeah,
he does fill that hole.
Fill that hole. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like you said, water bucket.
Yeah. So they do like go towards the mines and all that stuff. And when Henry learns about that, he gets really annoyed. He's like, "No, we're trying to go home." All that stuff. But then it's like when
Jesus,
they see the
you
diamond,
lied to me.
it's not lying. It's called being adult. And I got a lot of debt, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I mean, that's kind of like your low point kind of a thing, you know. He's a big loser. He's got nothing back home, all this debt and all this stuff. So that's kind of like what they're kind of talking about. Steve is kind of like not really sure what to say. Apologizes about the debt. Shut up, Steve.
He says sorry about your finances, and then my theater laughed. But you forgot the part where I gotta mention this because this is one of the few moments where I genuinely was wondering what the hell they were thinking writing that line. There's the part where Jack Black says, "Hey, you see that red stone on the wall? That's redstone." and
Not sure.
with the creeper farm,
Oh man.
why are the creepers should have been exploding just by being that close to them rather than having to be activated by getting hit? That's not how they work. They get close to you and then they explode.
Yeah, that's how they work in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. My creeper farm. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so the Great Hog arrives and all that stuff. They use the mine carts.
General Chungus was killed.
Yeah. I mean, no, he's gone.
Yeah. So they ride the mine carts. And then the hog is blown up by the creepers, I guess.
Yep.
So they make it out okay. They arrive to the mansion. Steve and Garrett attempt to distract the pillagers by singing a birthday song.
Yeah.
And Henry is going upstairs to find the Earth crystal.
They did so well. They could even distract Kang if they wanted.
Probably.
I'm sorry, you mean Doom now?
Yeah.
There's no Kang more. Forget him.
True.
Yeah. So he's kind of just searching every box. Honestly speaking, everything was going pretty easily. That I don't even know if you needed to have two people distract the pillagers like that.
Just one would have been enough. And you can distract them in a way that allows all three of you to get up there, or someone who isn't Henry.
Yeah. The only obviously with this film is you can kind of tell that they're pretty excited to have Jack Black and Jason Momoa in this movie, so they're trying to get as much as they can out of it. But yeah, so the pillagers do take the guys and put them into the boxing ring. For some reason, they tie up Steve, but Garrett has to box a chicken. But not just any chicken.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they want me to fight the chicken, and then I couldn't. And then no one could hear what happened next because it started raining for some reason.
Yeah. So then a baby zombie lands on the chicken, and it is now a
chicken jockey.
Oh man. That was that. I'm not kidding when I say that.
Is this a game thing?
It is.
Yeah, it's very rare that you find a baby zombie riding a chicken in the game, but it happens when it happens, it's special because that means because it's a very rare chance. But yeah,
And actually a chicken jockey.
I'm not kidding when I say
that's what it's
this.
called.
I was in the theater that I was watching this in was nowhere near as big or packed as the one that I was at for Avengers Endgame, but they got more. This got louder and more cheers than even all the big spectacle scenes in that.
That's sort of, like, honestly, that's like the funny part. It's like for some people this is their end game.
Yeah. Well, no, the end game is their Minecraft movie.
That's actually true now. Yeah, so the chicken jockey happens, and
Well, no, he doesn't happen. He always is and will always be.
Yeah. So Garrett is just getting his ass kicked, like the rest of the film. And then there is a point where there was a point where they were talking about the Endermen, like they're the ones who keep over the place, but don't look at it in the eye and all that stuff. So when Henry finds the crystal and the Enderman comes out, the first thing happens, he looks into the eye, and like then Henry's just seeing like a bunch of visions of all the friends, I guess, so to speak. They're telling him like how he's like a loser, he is not that great, or things like that. Your classic doubting yourself moment.
Why does he even doubt himself at all? Or why would that and even if he did, why would that get him to doubt himself more?
I guess it's more like, like you'll never be great, or you'll never be, like, having your friends say that to you is kind of like, I guess, would hurt.
Insecurities, like being brought out.
You're the worst brother ever.
But what's important to note here is that all the visions of the people, they have purple eyes, except for Steve, who has white eyes.
Yeah. What's funny? That was actually unintentional. Yeah. It was a rendering issue.
So they say, but that's a pretty big coincidence that only Steve had the white eyes.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Emma Myers with the purple eyes. That was quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he breaks out of it pretty easily. He doesn't really do anything. Like, it just kind of happens, and then it stops, and then
he just snaps himself out.
He just closes his eyes, and then just swings the sword around at the Enderman. The Enderman is just kind of walking around. So
it kills him pretty effortlessly. That's not accurate. Those things are a bitch to kill in the game.
Yeah, he just kind of like, he just swings, and then
he's not even aiming for anything. He's just pulling a KSI and swinging in every direction, and it's landing every time.
I get it, because like he's closing his eyes, but like it's just like, yeah, it's just kind of, it just looked really weird.
Also,
and then he killed, like as you said, he kills it pretty quickly, like probably like in 20-25 seconds, probably.
The thing is, another thing I should mention is in the game, when you stare an Enderman in the eye, it doesn't give you visions of your friends telling you won't be good enough.
That doesn't happen.
It immediately starts attacking you the moment you make eye contact. He should have immediately gone after Henry, and it should have been over just like that. But no,
it's creative liberties, I guess.
True. Oh God. Okay, thank God I got through. Sorry, this game's just too.
Yeah. So, that's kind of like how that ends. I mean, when he kills the Enderman, like he drops like a ball or something.
You mean the Ender Pearl?
The Ender.
I still hate that they made it less meme worthy in the movie. They changed it to Ender Pearl, not Ender
not
Pearl.
Ender Pearl.
Yeah. Actually, I just read this the other day. Like the villain, like the director chose the villain to be the Pigman because the Ender Dragon or something would be like too obvious.
Oh,
So I don't know if that's like a what's the take on that.
Well, like in the game, like you go to the end to find the Ender Dragon as the quote unquote final boss, even though the game doesn't ever really end. But like that's
Yeah.
like the I guess you could call that the main story of the game if you want. But yeah, I
Isn't
thought
it like
they were saving
isn't
it
it
for
like
a
a story
sequel.
mode, like a Minecraft story or something?
Yeah, there
yeah,
is. It was
that's the
made by
Telltale game.
Telltale.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different game. I never played it. I don't know what they do on that. So I figured they were saving the end of the Ender Dragon for a sequel.
Yeah, maybe though. If
But is the Enderman is not related?
Oh no, they are. Like
they are
the Endermen come from the end.
Okay.
But there are like sometimes one will be in the overworld.
Let's see.
Thanks.
Yeah, bless you.
Yeah, because like that was just something that because like they were talking about the Enderman. It's like I thought he said the Ender Dragon was like not in the movie. I guess it was because it wasn't. To be fair. Yeah. So that kind of happens. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say that. Oh shit.
yeah, and then Garrett actually does knock the zombie kid off, and it starts to cry, and like he's starting to feel bad. Steve says, "Don't." He's a demon. No, you're not a demon, are you? And then he bites his hand. So I was like, first off, a zombie biting you, doesn't that turn you into a zombie? I guess not.
That's usually yeah.
Yeah. So he's down for the count. Steve is now untying his rope to help out Garrett, and like before, so like the baby zombie does the finishing move. He unties it, sneak attack.
Yep.
It's so God. He just like jumps in. It's pretty much the skydiving, but like the opposite direction. He just headbutts, full on headbutts, hands down on the side. Just it's really funny. Knocks the baby zombie out of the ring. So then they use that, a little bit of a friendship bro thing. And Henry just falls out of the sky. He's falling right out of the sky.
Right out of the sky.
And I noticed this even in the theater when he falls out of frame at the bottom of the screen, he gets back up just one frame later. It looks really weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like a bit of
a
cut.
And then they just like it just cuts to where they ran out of the building. Even though they're like right in the middle of the room, I guess. But the pillagers are just like they're slow, I guess. So they make it to the bridge, but then all of a sudden Malgosia is there. That's what it was. So the Ender Pearl, right? That's the thing that has the teleporting power. I forgot about that. So like they had it earlier, and where it's like, there's no way, and then Jason throws it. It's like, no, wait, and it's gone because it's a one-time use thing. So that's how Henry got a second one for later. That makes sense now. Oh right, but then what was it? But Steve said that when he got his Ender Pearl, it was like really hard. to
Yeah,
get
he
it.
said he almost died.
He almost
fighting
died
it.
to get
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah,
almost
pretty
died
easy.
killing a single Enderman for it.
Yeah, but then Henry just had to close his eyes and start swinging.
Of course. That's
And
something
I
that Steve
started
should have done.
blasting.
It would have been so easy. Yeah, he started blasting.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so that kind of like resolves that part. And then Malgosha's there, blows up the bridge. Garrett really wants to do like a heroic sacrifice kind of a thing instead of like jumping on the slime cube.
Slime cube. Yeah.
Yeah, he says it like in a like that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's basically there, kind of does the blow up thing. Tell my story in a song, but don't use stupid instruments or something like that. Yeah.
Blows up and he's totally dead. Yeah, sure.
He had a long time to jump onto the balloon, but he didn't.
No, he just really wanted to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Uh,
R.I.P. the great Mimosa himself.
no. It's like, do you know? I'm pretty. This scene is very calm. It's like save yourselves. It's like right there. Like, no, go out of here. Get out of here. I'm done for, dude. You can just step onto the platform right here. What is that from? I can remember it so clearly.
I can't remember. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
I think it's a SpongeBob reference. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. But yeah, so Henry and Steve, they're on the balloon, but it kind of, because of the blast, they kind of like go out of control somehow, I guess. And then they crash land onto the ground. Obviously, there's a lot of crash landing in this movie. They do get knocked out. Luckily to be found by Dawn, Natalie, and Dennis, and all this stuff. And they build like this whole strawberry house kind of a thing. It's like, yeah, we just built it like off screen. When it was when
they're not just, it's not just a mushroom, it's a big old red one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like that was just something that I found funny. Is like you guys established that they suck at building, but I guess they can just build now. I guess maybe Dennis is smart enough to do it for them. Maybe he is smart enough to take Earth directions to a place he's never been to. So there's that.
Pretty smart wolf.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a nice moment, I guess, with Natalie and Henry being worried and all this stuff. And Don and Steve kind of talk a little bit, not as much. But actually, what's going on now? Malgosha has the orb, and now she wants to superpower the Nether portal. Blots out the sun. We have to stop this. First, we mine. Then we craft. Let's Minecraft.
Minecraft. Oh god, that was. Oh man, you can't listen to that line and tell me that it isn't the greatest line ever to grace the big screen.
I can't.
Honestly, I feel like the movie experience is kind of like the interesting part out of this. It's like how much like people just connected with this movie. And then obviously, Warner Brothers has already like talked about this being, it did well because of peak storytelling. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, so so they do come up with a plan. 12% of a plan, I guess, so to speak.
How true.
And they basically craft arsenal of weapons. They fight iron golems. They make like a bunch of like soldiers, I guess.
Yeah, they make iron golems, and for some reason, placing a boots of swiftness on top of one of them turns it into a super golem.
Yeah. It's like, don't you know that iron golems need to be provoked? And then one piglin just like shoots one of them.
Yeah.
Travis, how could you?
Yeah.
And that's what gets the fight to happen. So there's just a full-on war. Humans are fighting. Iron golems are fighting. Henry is kind of like bobbing and weaving so that he can use the ender pearl to go up to the crystal to grab it out to restore the sunlight. There is a bit of a climactic thing where they shoot down the tower. Henry starts falling, and but like he's saved by none other than Garrett.
He lives.
Yeah, so there's that. There's a lot of memes with the fight with Steve versus Malgosha.
He has his diamond armor, except for the leggings, and that my theater loved that.
Yeah, it's not a full set. It didn't have the leggings.
Yep.
Yeah.
The lice.
Yeah, but you see, once they get the cube out of that, the sunlight is brought back, killing a lot of her army, and all that stuff. I'm weak. I'm dying. It was like,
come closer. I gotta tell you something. I know you have a little dagger there. No.
So, that's pathetic. No, wait. It's about you.
Yeah, and then she does it again. No avail.
Oh no! Wait. Goodbye. I'll go. Sure.
You know what's funny is
sneak attack.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, she says that. I don't know why, but she does.
Yeah, it's probably taking Steve's humor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make it back to the portal.
One thing I want to say before we get to the next point. Sorry. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do she learns the error of her ways or something. That's what I thought was gonna go like with her backstory about she wanted to dance.
Yeah, at the Nether's Got Talent.
Yeah, Nether's Got Talent. She tried to dance.
Oh right, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I find that so funny. That's her. That is what makes her hate creativity everywhere for good. And
yeah, like it didn't really come back, or there was no.
Yeah, I was expecting to come back in a way where she would turn and go to something, but no, she dies, I guess.
But yeah, they make it back to the portal. There's a bit of a somber note. Steve is trying to convince Henry that there's a whole life here that you can do, explore that creativity, no judgment, no things like that. But then Henry, is like, I need all those things to at the same time. Garrett has a bit more of an emotional point here because he finally a friend who's like his age and not Henry's age. Fair enough, makes sense. They do the arm bond thing. Brothers in arms, that seal. And then Dennis is encouraged by Steve to go with Dawn, let him have that life out there, and then Steve sings again about my doggy, doggy, doggy.
You know what's funny? In the credits, it shows who wrote and produced the songs that play in the film. All of the other songs that Jack Black sings are written by him, but also the composers of the Barbie movie. But this one was all him.
Jack Black original.
Yeah. But then, Natalie also kind of has a point for Steve as well. It's like, why don't you just take that talent and bring it out to the real world and that kind of thing. So Steve does think about it, and he's like, screw it, I'm going.
Yeah, and then my theater clapped when he said, I'm going. They were that excited to see Jack Black return to our world.
Yeah, so then there's a bit of a montage. They have a bit of a party. Garrett's business is booming. Yeah,
I guess he used the diamonds.
I guess he used the diamonds. See, you can solve your financial problems if you steal from steal from an alternate dimension.
Steve stopped being sorry about his finances. It's fine.
Yeah. Dawn finally gets to be like, she gets to have her petting zoo kind of a thing. Where again, like, you can just have the wolf out there, a blocky wolf, and everybody likes it and treats it like it's a normal thing. Then like Natalie's one is kind of odd because like she became a self-defense teacher.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not really thinking about that, so I'm fine with it. All right, so I'll leave it at that. Because like there's a lot of things you could do in self-defense class, I guess. But yeah, I guess it was just kind of weird. Because she was fighting with a sword, in the Minecraft world, but I guess that leads to self-defense, and all that stuff as a teacher.
Sure.
Yeah. And what's funny is that she has like some instructor like dressed up as like a villager specifically.
Yeah, Piglin, actually.
Like a piglin, yes. Oh, a piglin. Okay. Yeah. Of course, there's another song right before the credits. We have back-to-back songs, like right back to back.
There's also a brief 2-second moment where you see Emma Myers doing some swing dancing, if that's something that interests you.
Yeah, the painting was interesting too.
Oh, the painting.
Like when she was painting the thing, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then so then Henry makes a whole game like of
calls it Block City.
Block City Battle Buddy. Let's see what Roblox has to say. Yeah. Watch Roblox makes a movie next.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So that, and then Henry just completes his jetpack, like a fully functioning jetpack, no problems. As like, yeah, he could just do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Garrett basically operates the store with Steve. They sing a song, and then that's that. Then there's like a like while the credits are rolling, there's like, the villager is just like with
Jennifer
Coolidge, and now it's like, and then the teacher is like, kind of like, what the fuck are you? You're
left me for this.
And then the villager just breaks out into English.
Yep.
How like
Barry
being crashed, like brought his sense of speaking English and stuff like that.
Yeah. When he got hit, he learned English. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like they offered to get married like right in front of the divorcee. So that's got to be a big blow. Yeah, and it's like we only met yesterday. Yeah. So there's a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
And then there's a after credit scene where Steve goes back to his old house, and he's oh, like is there like this thing in the? Oh, you're talking about this thing that was in the attic? It's like, oh yes, it's there. Good. It's like, oh, I'm Alex, by the way.
Right. You
Yeah.
don't see her face, just a woman wearing green with red hair.
That's
Yeah.
really
It's
interesting.
Alex.
It's really interesting. So they say that it's Kate McKinnon's voice, but it's somebody else playing Alex. So I'm curious why they did that. Kate McKinnon is a comedian, so
Maybe
they don't
if
wanna-
they
they don't wanna
in
commit
case they
to an
decide
Alex
in
actor yet?
case they need to recast
Actress?
her in future. I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they don't want to commit to an Alex actress yet for some reason.
Yeah.
It's a
We
shame
need that
because
sequel,
Kate
you know?
McKinnon could probably play her quite well.
Yeah. It's probably because like I know she's like a natural blonde. But like at the same time, it's like I don't know, like making her a redhead is like that crazy. It
To be
shouldn't be.
fair, Kirsten Dunst was also a natural blonde.
That is true. Yeah, but you know, wigs are still there.
Yeah.
And she did Barbie, so like it's not like she's foreign to this kind of concept. I don't know. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, that was a Minecraft movie.
Yep.
Also known as the pinnacle of cinema.
Yeah.
On episode 69.
Nice.
God, that movie. It's just. Oh man, I'm not someone. I'm probably never gonna have children, but on the off chance that I did, I would force them to watch this film.
They'd probably like it. It's just it's just something you just throw on to entertain your kids or take them to.
Yeah. I mean, was there? I guess what was your favorite part of the movie?
There's so much to choose from. I guess I have to give it to lava chicken.
Mine has to be the sneak attack.
Which one?
The sneak attack when he jumps into this
When he
baby
does
zombie and he does.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
he's like staring right into the camera, like essentially when he's doing it. The headbutt is crazy. Coming in hot.
Yeah,
coming in hot.
My favorite was mine was probably the. This is probably it. I know this is probably not what you'd expect, but my sort of favorite was the part where he summoned his pink house and was like, "Pink house."
Yeah,
it's made entirely out of wool, and the sheep looks sad.
Yeah,
pink house, bro. It's pink and it's a house.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a few things that it was really funny. Like, they're selling action figures of Steve, and
oh yeah,
I want the middle.
I've seen the meme. Hey, Mom, can we buy the middle-aged white man's action figure?
Fuck action figure.
Yeah. This is also another note, like, because like Steve has darker skin in the game, so some people were upset about that as well. I do understand that. I mean, Jason Momoa kind of looks more like Steve in comparison, but
Well, you see that was just.
But it won't be as
Steve
funny.
Was just tanned before, and he didn't have a beard, and he was more shy. Before
that's kind of the thing too. It's like
he was Jack Black.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, though. It's like obviously, like a lot of the humor would not really work if it wasn't Jack Black.
Maybe
does that make it a better film or not? I don't know. I mean, again, it's clear that Warner Brothers was not like really aiming for anything for the stars here. So
true. They probably thought they were gonna move
Tax
on
write-off.
with their lives when this movie was over, but then for some reason it became the most successful video game movie ever made.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
which
a
I
whole
guess
franchise.
I did want to.
Oh.
We do have a bit. We do have like 20 minutes to work with, so we can try to add a little bit more to the conversation. Yeah. So as Sty mentioned, it like surpassed like so many records that a lot of video game movies in the past have done.
It's even surpassing the Barbie movie, which has been
It
their
broke a
most
Barbie
successful film.
for WB. Yeah. So it's really funny. So I guess if you were to compare it to other video game movies, I mean, what is there to choose from? I guess.
Well, there's Jack Black's not in the Mario movie. Wait, no, he is.
He's
Never
Bowser.
mind. Maybe that's why it was one of the most successful movies in the video
Yeah.
game genre.
That's probably why they put him in all of them now, like Borderlands.
He was in Borderlands too. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't
But
tell you that he was in the movie, so it didn't work.
It was a CGI thing. So yeah.
And he didn't say that this is this gun from Borderlands.
Yeah, if he had named things from the Borderlands game, yeah, the movie would have did better.
Which is kind of weird too, because like the film is like filled of casting that like make no sense anyway. So you might as well just put Jack Black as one of the characters if you wanted to do. Oh, to be fair, they did. But like, I mean, obviously you got the Sonic movies as well. I mean, Sonic is obviously going to be treated differently, I would say, from both sides of the community, I would say. But honestly, what were your thoughts on the Mario movie, Sty? Because I know you're more of a Mario guy.
Let's see. Yeah, that is true. I have played quite a few of the Mario games. Mario World's my favorite, and
Yes.
I grew up with it, so there is that.
Yeah, I have a lot of Mario games. I mostly played Mario 64 DS.
Nice. Yeah, that one's a fun one, surprisingly enough, even though the controls feel weird.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, so what were your thoughts on the movie, Sty? The Mario movie?
It's bad. I'm sorry, but it is.
I don't think we were too high on it either.
I'm sure it's inoffensive, but it's there's a lot of the way it's just the plot's in shambles, world building's even more in shambles. Characters are fucking idiots most of the time. And possibly the most notable example of this is when Mario decides, I don't want the Mushroom Kingdom to be destroyed, so let me destroy Brooklyn instead.
No, yeah, since the bonsai built of Brooklyn.
Yep.
I have the possible hot take. I don't know that I get more entertainment at least out of the old one, the old live action Mario movie.
Yeah, makes sense. That one was unintentionally hilarious at times. Hell, it was probably the better movie.
All right, I forgot to mention there was like when somebody actually brought a whole live chicken.
Yeah.
Oh no! I heard about that. That
just you have to remember, like this happened like an hour into the movie, like an hour 20 minutes into the movie. So they were hiding the chicken the entire time in a bag or something. So it's like that poor chicken needs air, man.
Yeah. But why? I don't care how epic the chicken jockey is. What's the point of torturing an animal just for your moment?
This movie why did it just unlock all this in people?
This movie does to people what League of Legends does to gamers.
This is like
it
brings
out their worst tendencies.
This is almost like the chaos that was saying was going to happen with the Joker movie, but it happened for the Minecraft movie.
Yeah. Maybe Lady Gaga is gonna sing about how Steve should stop being a meme lord or whatever, and then he's gonna get killed
They
at
build
the end.
They build a mountain in Minecraft. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the whole interesting thing about the conversation with Minecraft is pretty much how it's breaking a bunch of records. It already doubled its money for its budget already on its like first 3 days, and it's already been like a week now. Yeah, I mean it's certainly a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a friend who who's never seen it, but regularly refers to it as the Minecraft movie.
The Minecraft movie.
Yeah. That is technically what it is, but I'm surprised they didn't call it the Minecraft movie, because let's not kid ourselves, this is the first feature film for Minecraft. And
yeah, that was interesting. Why it's like a Minecraft movie or something like that.
Yep. And this is only the second. This is only the second video game movie that I've seen where a human character starts fucking a video game character.
Oh, Pixels.
Yeah.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah. When Qbert turns into the lady.
Yeah, he's like, Josh Gad's like, I'm all alone. Then Qbert transforms into a video game girl, and then they have all the babies.
She died earlier.
Oh god.
Yeah, the video game girl fell in love with him, but then she died, and then Qbert turned into her.
Yeah, that's I don't know how I don't even know how they came up with that, but that was the blueprint, and now we have another one.
We have. Yeah, I saw a comment. Some of those, like, I was disappointed that we didn't see little villager babies at the end.
It seems more likely that it would be a weird hybrid of villager and Jennifer Coolidge.
Human. Oh god.
And they'd all have Matt Berry's voice, except pitched way up.
Oh, maybe a sequel idea.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, that sequel's undoubtedly coming out. Probably more than one if the second one does really, really well. Though, truth be told, I don't think it is going to do nearly as well, if at all, because let's not kid ourselves. The reason the Minecraft movie was as successful as it was because of all the TikTok memes. They made it so that people knew exactly what they were signing up for, but that they went knowing full well that it was gonna be a shit show.
I mean, honestly, the whole thing with marketing is like, I mean, you had the I am Steve, like you had that from the trailer, but like the other parts of the trailer was not really selling up the humor aspect of it. Like how much like with the movie and what people are connecting with. So obviously like a lot of this just comes down to word of mouth, though it did have a lot of marketing at the same time.
True. Most of the marketing was done by meme accounts on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, you have your standard things like they have toys and McDonald's and stuff like that, but yeah.
As long as the second movie, make sure to have more.
Yeah.
There's plenty more Minecraft references we can do. The weather, the Ender Dragon.
Do you? I'd be surprised if they're able to get to, because thing is, the first one, the one we currently have, is probably lightning in a bottle with how unlikely it is that they'll ever get close to that again.
Yeah.
So
much like how Joker 1 was lightning in a bottle, or the first Captain Marvel was just super lucky.
To be fair, that was like it was like in the middle of Infinity War and Endgame.
True, and they kept advertising it as a must-watch because they said that it was important for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's also good is like you got Emma like doing more movies now. She just got signed on for like Angry Birds 3. So that's cool. Though it is voice acting.
Those are some Angry Birds.
I haven't really watched Angry Birds. But I guess that's technically a video game movie.
Seen a little bit of maybe the first one. It's bad. I would not. It can't even say that it's funny bad either. It actually a lot of the time it tries to do the shitty high school humor, and that works about as well as you'd think.
What, the birds are in high school?
Like the humor is like what you'd expect.
Oh, it's like that level. Okay. I thought you were saying like there's like the Angry Birds in high school.
Yeah, they make the sort of jokes that you would expect from a gimmick account that's everywhere replying to every tweet that you've seen.
Okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I don't know any of those movies. I never really even played the game.
I've played a little bit of the game.
I've had the app. Yeah, I like playing the Star Wars one.
Oh, that takes me back. That one is fun. I'm terrible at it, but it's fun.
Yeah. Because the tough part is like because you have like the birds, but then like you have to double tap to like use their powers that they have from the Star Wars characters part, so that can get annoying sometimes.
How much is true?
Yeah.
Maybe a Flappy Bird movie will be next.
I hope not. It's probably going to happen because the only reason it's been brought back is because the license, the rights, the exclusivity for it expired fairly recently, and now some companies turning it into
making it into an NFT slop. Yeah, NFT slop.
Let's see. What other video game movies are coming out?
Zelda.
Oh,
Zelda's one.
That one's
Mario 2, Sonic 4.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Not for years.
Yeah, the Zelda movie's being written by the Rise of Skywalker person, or one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris, because I know Chris Terrio was the guy who rewrote the Rise of Skywalker script. I don't know if it's him or someone else who wrote it initially.
I don't remember.
I think it was somebody else.
Oh. Either way,
Chris Terrio, we got a lot of beef because of the Batman v Superman.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So other video game movies coming out: Until Dawn, Mortal Kombat 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Street Fighter.
Oh, how can I forget that?
The Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, the Angry Birds movie 3.
Yep, 3.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Zelda, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Zero Dawn, Helldivers 2, The Sims, Gears of War, Return to Silent Hill, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Dredge, Uncharted 2, Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2.
Oh, yeah.
Stray, BioShock, Space Channel 5, Comic Zones, a Minecraft movie too.
That's all video
There
game
you go.
movies or shows.
These
Or
are
just
movies specifically.
It's all
There's like
part of it.
shows as well, but like the gang's all here.
What's the
That's too
Sims
bad.
movie gonna be?
We're probably also gonna get a series based on
I think the
Noxus
Sims,
region.
if I'm not
from-
mistaken, I think Margot Robbie's the producer for the Sims movie. I think if I remember correctly.
We're undoubtedly gonna get a series based on the Noxus nation from League of Legends, which I have no hope for because season 2 of Arcane is genuinely the worst video game adaptation that I've seen.
There's also God of War, the TV show. Oh, here are the TV shows. Twisted Metal, Fallout Season 2, The Witcher Season 4 and 5,
Twisted Metal season
God of
2?
War. Yes, Twisted Metal Season 2.
Okay, because it was like
Mass Effect, Gears of War, Ghost of Tsushima the anime, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell Death Watch, and Devil May Cry anime season 2. So those are your TV shows.
Why the hell is
so
there
that
a
was-
Death Stranding movie? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
it's gonna be 3 hours if I'm walking.
We had this question last.
Go ahead.
We had this question last time. Like, if you wanted to have like a video game be in a movie or TV form, which one would it be? Like, first, like guaranteed to be
Assuming-
good, and then
Yeah. I was gonna say,
what do you think would be good? Is the second one.
I still don't know why anyone has any hope for Hideo Kojima to make movies because his writing is famously fucking retarded. And he needs to delegate the writing to someone with more talent and less ego, but he never does. And for some reason, people Ryan Johnson the shit out of him.
But to be fair, he has a game with Ellie Fanning.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
My hypothetical answer is still the same. I would like a good Metroid movie. I think you can make that exciting.
Yeah.
Metroid is definitely one. Honestly, I'm surprised they never attempted it. To be honest,
So,
I still find, I mean, yeah, but that begs the question, if there were a Metroid movie, who's Jack Black gonna play?
that is true.
Ridley.
How? Yeah, true. Yeah, and of course he will play Zelda because that would be wonderful.
Honestly, they'll probably get him as
And
Ganondorf.
then Link will go,
I
Zelda,
saw
this is your legend. Oh wait, that's got a nice ring to it. The
Say
Legend
that
of
again?
Zelda.
I saw a prediction that Jack Black will be like the king of Hyrule in the movie.
Oh
they might do
god.
it.
If that's true, I don't give a shit how it turns out. They need to let him phone it in.
Oh yeah, of course. It'll be just like this probably. And will he sing? Maybe.
Not maybe, absolutely. Considering
Maybe.
all things
He's
considered,
gonna sing in Borderlands.
the amount of times he sang in the Minecraft movie is quite short compared to the amount of times he's sung in other things.
Well, I think he only has the one song on Mario, right?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
I know like people were really hoping Peaches to be that Oscar song, but it was not. It was meant to be
Surprised it
stupid,
wasn't.
to be fair.
hopefully
Honestly,
Lava Chicken wins this time.
yeah. There's more effort into it, to be honest, because like with Peaches, like Honestly, it would have been funnier if it was a good song.
Yeah.
Especially, considering Bowser.
It would be even funnier if Kids
Kinda.
Bop didn't ruin it.
You got a
By the
kids
way,
bop
yes.
version of that?
Yeah, there is. Unfortunately, I had the disc. The only reason I know about it is because a friend in another group that I'm in had felt the need to make me suffer.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we're running close on the time. So I guess mine.
Craft.
Right. I walked into that one. See, I'm more of a story-based game guy, but like at the same time, it's just like like The Last of Us, for example, it just works as a game. It just did not really hit when it's in a TV show format because like one, you're limited to how many zombies you can use, and then two, you got an idiot writing the show, so it's like,
Listen,
what can you really do with that?
It's just pixels dying in the game,
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter because you can respawn. Whatever he said.
yeah. Here, people actually die.
Yeah, what's that mean? This is a snuff show.
I wonder how they're gonna. I wonder, are they gonna have to include the golfing mini game, or are they gonna have to skip that one?
The show has started. Like season 2 has already started.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Happened yet?
I still find it. I find it funny. I think a few weeks after it was announced that season 2 was in the works, Pedro Pascal said that he wrapped up filming his scenes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Just in time for Doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I still don't like him as Reed Richards. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, again, I'm not. I guess I'm not really that big of the game guy. I guess I'll just zone out and just go with Metroid. I know Brie Larson is a big Nintendo nerd, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if they'll cast her though.
I'm worried they're not gonna make her say "Let's Metroid" in the middle of the movie.
Brie can sing though.
That's true. She can. Yeah, maybe she should
She's
sing
meme-worthy.
Lava
That's gonna be the
something
thing.
from Metroid.
Yeah.
La, 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 la.
So I guess for guaranteed good, there's that. What do you think? I guess like what do you think would be like somebody could actually make something good out of it, like current day? It's just hard because like I mean, there's effort put into like the animes, or they try to do it in the animes. But then again, you have Lara Croft, where they made all the games canon to each other when they weren't supposed to be. So there's that. That was a good video with Swoop and Unity. It's all on the channel. You can check that out. But yeah, that was a Minecraft movie.
It's I find that so funny the way you said that. Just the fact that you said that, it makes it sound like you're just saying, well, okay, that was a movie or something.
Yeah, it's we're in the fifth stage, acceptance.
Yeah.
It came and gone.
But no, that's the title.
I don't think it's gone yet. It's still here.
It's
That's
still there.
true. It'll live in our hearts for forever.
In theaters now.
It's still, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, Operation and I are going to talk about Daredevil.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I think we'll probably have more of an audience for that one, but like it is what it is. It's okay.
Of course.
And but that will be our 70th episode, unfortunately. So there's that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to Unity Review and Analysis. Subscribe to Red Devilos Reviews. Subscribe to Another Reviews Corp podcast where we archive these videos. We decided to put these podcast live streams back onto my channel. So hopefully next time we'll have a bit more of a conversation, so that more people can be aware that we made the switch. And we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Of course.
Goodbye.